All right, we back. Bump your gums. Once again, I know it's been a minute. This your boy Gabe. We got brother Tony. We got pretty boy Mike. We got Jay Diamond. And we back in the building. We're going to jump right into it. Get off this playoff schedule. Football is going on right now. We got some things working. What y'all thinking about these teams that's in the playoffs right now?
Man, I know for one thing, there's a lot of surprises already with the Saints and the Patriots getting taken out. It's like, God, dog, they was two of the favorites, even though the Patriots wasn't that good, but just because of the historic Patriots, you didn't expect them to lose so early. So I know that's been my main takeaway so far. And obviously the Texans with a great win last week. You know,
sir.
Hey,
even though we was
on the Texans.
we was very negative in the first half.
Yeah, did the Browns make it?
Yes, the Browns did make it in spirit.
They made it to their destination for vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, what you say? They flew spirit?
I can't
They
even.
flew spirit.
They flew spirit.
That's funny. No, I'm highly disappointed. Let's not talk about the Browns.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm mad. It feel like everything crumbling down. But yeah, I definitely was surprised with the Patriots losing. That Titans team is a little. They sneaking up. They may do some damage against this. Who they playing against? The 49ers.
They playing Baltimore.
They playing Baltimore.
Yeah, and I think it's a good game because they both kind of have the same type of style of play with the run game, and you know, it's so. I guess the question would be what would be the better quarterback for that game, or maybe coaching.
Yeah.
Out of that particular game. Yeah. But I'll probably, because I'm the trash man.
I don't think it's a question of who is the best quarterback.
What I'm saying, who's going to prevail with the defenses that they have?
Well, yeah, I got you.
But
I see what you're saying.
Because I'm a trash man and I do like underdogs, I might just ride with the Titans on this one and just root for them, even though the Ravens is in our division, you know. But that's just my take on that particular game.
What you thinking, Mike? What you thinking over there?
I would say the same thing. The surprise obviously was the Patriots. But I mean, I'm with Jamal. You can't sleep on those Titans with their run game. I think it's gonna be a good game against Baltimore. But in the end, I still think Baltimore gonna win though, because all they gonna do is they gonna stop the run and make your boy Tannehill try to beat them. And I don't think that's gonna work.
Stopping Lamar?
Ain't nobody stepping Derrick Henry either.
But I don't know. The Ravens got a good defense. I feel what y'all saying.
This boy made.
I won't be all the way sleep on them boys, but I'm definitely nodding off on them boys.
They said this boy averaged what? Like in the second half, 1,000 and something yards.
Yeah, he is a beast, Derrick Henry.
He a beast.
I think what my outlook more on it is, I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think the Ravens will win convincingly. I don't think they're.
That's why I think it's gonna go
40-7 or something.
That's why I think it'll go down to coaching, in my opinion, and not so much about playmaking.
But coaching is not even close. I guess you mean like in the performance of the coaching, because if we look at pre like what we know now about the coaches, John Harbaugh and Mike Vrabel is nowhere close right now. But I get you if you're saying the performance of the coaches.
In that game, and how they structure and scheme up, bring up certain plays and stuff like that.
So Titans and Ravens, we all pretty much got Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens.
Right. So I'm saying
I do think the Ravens gonna win, but I was just gonna root for the Titans.
I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think the Ravens gonna come out. Henry is cool, but he can only run the ball.
Yeah, there's only so much he can do.
That's it.
Yeah.
The weapons that the Ravens have, you know, so.
But I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, because the playoff, people we bringing that new, it's winning.
And then who AFC
the Titans defense not just really
Titans and Chiefs, right? I mean Texans and Chiefs.
Texans and Chiefs.
No, Texans and Chiefs. Yeah. Y'all know who I got in that game.
Yeah,
man.
Texans, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Texas, baby. Oh, you a Texas fan now?
I always have been.
I
know that.
We'll let you get on the bandwagon.
So I don't know what to say about it.
You could just pick the Texans, but you can't have the fandom with the pick. You could just be like, yeah, I'm impartial. But I picked the Texans.
I'm going to ride with the Texans on this one.
Yeah, appreciate it. You're a Browns fan. You got to be a Browns fan, man.
I ain't denying my squad.
Yeah, the second game today.
No, the
Nah,
Ravens
both of the
is the second game.
both of the
The
AFC
first
games
game-
is today.
No. AFC is
plays
tomorrow.
But the Ravens play tonight.
The Ravens got the
first
late game.
The first game is the
So they-
49ers. And,
Oh, so it's AFC and NFC today. I got you.
and, who the 49ers?
Because last week they did both AFC games together
On
and both
Saturday,
NFC
yeah.
games together. Yeah.
So the other game.
So what's the
is,
other game?
The 49ers and
The Packers.
the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I give the Vikings any chance.
What?
I don't think so. I don't think
so
because you got to
tough.
think. You think Kirk Cousins can pull it out?
He been
He
pulling
pulled
it out
against the Saints, though.
He
That's
been
my
pulling it
only
out.
thing is because they beat the Saints.
Hold on, but
And that's
glad,
my thing with,
I'm glad
even
you
with the
said
Titans.
that with the Saints. Are the Saints plagued with missed flags? Because you had a controversial
They try to bring that up, but you can't base your whole game off of one play
no.
and one penalty.
You
But I
should
mean, it's-
never
it's
put.
happened a couple
You
of
should
times.
never.
I know,
put-
but that's just one. That's one. What about the rest of the game?
Grant,
If you was that cold, you would have just beat them all,
now
and
you
that
want to blow
penalty
out.
would be nothing.
You want to blow out, have a 2-3 score lead on everybody, but when you can't, you shouldn't leave it up to officiating. But when you have obvious, like you missed something that if you wouldn't have missed this, the whole game would have been different. Had
Right.
they threw the flag on the offensive pass interference, no touchdown, Saints win the game.
Man, it's always a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, but
if the Seahawks would have ran the ball to Marshawn,
on,
they
but
would have
that's-
won
hold
the
on, but
Super
that's-
Bowl.
But that's different because it's in the hands of the players, not in the hands of the
that
refs.
was bad coaching. That was a bad coaching move.
only thing about my opposition to that is reffing is so subjective. Like we can look at it and say, oh, that's like an offensive pass interference. But if the referees look at it and they don't, it's like, well, who's to say that they really wrong?
Well, when you had the refs who on off the field now looking at it and saying that's obviously pass interference.
But they review every touchdown. So somebody looked at it and said it wasn't offensive pass interference.
I think it'd be to the point where if you a ref, you have to make that split decision to say, do I want to be the reason that we change this game
Exactly.
or not? So
Because that's the human part of it.
so even outside of the rules, you have to ref it, but you want to make sure that no one is looking at it and saying that you did this. So the refs are at a kind of
It's a lose-lose because at this point now they saying, oh, it should have been offensive pass interference. If they change the call and the Vikings lose, then the Vikings fan base is saying,
Correct.
oh, they cheated us.
It goes
It's a
both ways.
lose-lose. There's
But
nothing you can do.
I think Gabe's point is, okay, the thing is this has happened to them a multiple of times. You know what I'm
for the
saying?
last 3 years.
The last 3 years that happened.
If
So-
one call would have been called, they go into the Super Bowl like 3 years in a row. Everybody getting
Then
bad calls, but nobody is getting bad calls in these crucial moments. That
well, now it's only
progressing.
2 years.
That many times.
That first year was the missed tackle.
Missed tackle.
He tried to hit stick old buddy when he could have just wrapped him up. Stephon Diggs.
Oh yeah, the miracle in Minnesota.
That was the first time Minnesota beat him. Now last year, I will agree that it was a pass interference. Last year, for sure, that was
Obvious.
a defensive pass interference.
Yes.
It was obvious.
But I will say too that the Saints was kind of at fault with it because their time management wasn't right. Because I remember they was in the red zone and they was still throwing the ball and it was under 2 minutes left. So they really left too much time on the clock in the first place because of they trying to be cute. Trying to make that.
So that's
everybody
their fault.
think it was partly their
They
fault.
probably wanted to secure it, put it in the
But
hands
see,
of
that's
Drew
the point I'm
Brees.
trying to make is that it's you
more
got
than
the
one
whole.
play.
It's more to the game
Yeah.
than just you can't. If an official call a certain thing, well, you could have easily bring up an argument to be like, well, why you didn't do this over
Hold
here?
on, this is my question. What if you have two like evenly matched teams, y'all going back and forth, y'all leaving it all on the field, but your opposition is playing up to your level, so y'all grinding.
So we know
and
that-
then it come down to a call, so it's not like we
But that's
left
how the
nothing
game
on the
go.
field. We was out there balling.
But I still think even when you leave it on the field, it's still a certain level of execution that just being humans, you're gonna be making mistakes. So it's still at some point in the game, it was a mistake that if you didn't make, it would have changed the game too.
Right.
So I mean, it can't
and you
got to
make the call.
one play.
And I'm human. I may miss a call.
But
Yeah. I might miss a blocking assignment. I might drop the pass.
but it's also not just one official just looking at it. You got a whole team, and then they reviewing it. So it's a consensual, like, we all are making a decision on this.
They beat the Saints.
Hold on. This is my question. What do you think should be done? So we all agree that it's a human factor that the refs have, that they don't want to be the one to make or break the game. So if the refs call a call or whatever, right or wrong, and it get reviewed, when we as the refs, whichever refs looking at the thing, and they see, oh man, I think that was pass interference. Should I call it or should I not? Because if I don't, then this happens.
But they still got to get.
There's nothing you could do.
They
It's
still
really
gotta-
nothing you
If
could
see
do.
a call, you got to call it.
No,
But they
But it's
still
nothing you
got.
can do beyond what's already going on. It's no other way you could change it. Whatever's gonna happen. Because if you say, let's bring in another person, that same person that you bring in can still think about it the same
Well,
way.
that's what I'm saying. That human factor. What I'm asking is, do you think it should be that if I see it and this is what it is, just call it? Or should it be that human factor to just say, hey, I'll let y'all play?
In an ideal world, you would see it and call it, but nobody really knows what the referee thinks but the referee.
So do you all agree with I'm going to let them play?
To a certain extent, I do. It depends on what it is.
Because I think, I don't quote me on this, but I heard one of the reports that the refs saying, hey, we've been playing pass interference loose for the whole season. This is how we've been playing it loose. So if this is how we've been playing it, this is how we let it play out right then. So we can't say, oh, it was acceptable 3 games ago,
And then
but
now
here
it's
it
not.
is now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we gonna do something different.
Okay, I
That's why I
agree
said
with
it
you on that.
depends.
I understand
So
that.
it's more so consistency. Whatever you do,
Yeah,
let
you
us
just
be
gotta
able to
stay
look
with
at it and say,
Yeah.
well, this is what they've been doing.
But see, that's tough too because, like, I heard a lot of refs say this before. Like, you can call a penalty on every play, just like in basketball. You can call a foul on every play, but you cannot stop every play. You can't stop every play and say, "Oh, you did this or you did that." It's got to be selective for the game to have some kind of flow.
It got to be some real big, obvious.
Yeah, because every play is a penalty.
Yeah.
Every play somebody did something wrong on the
holding
play.
or something.
Every play. Somebody
what-
took somebody's face mask on accident. Yeah, anything. That's every play. So it's like,
But nobody care about it until it's
Yeah,
the
until
one that
it's-
caused you
yeah,
to win.
that
or
caused-
lose.
Or when they change the game.
yeah.
And then you be like, man, if they would have never called, well, that's true. But if you would also scored 20 more points, you would have to be worried about that one call either.
If it wasn't for the 49ers defensive line, I would pick the Vikings because the Vikings, Dalvin Cook is really good. I think Kirk Cousins is a good enough game manager because to me that's all Jimmy Garoppolo is right now as a game manager. He's not no otherworldly quarterback to me. And they just got so many weapons. I think the Vikings could keep up with them if the defensive line for the 49ers it wasn't so good. But I mean, it is. So that's why I think this is the only game I think will be a blowout. I think they will blow them out.
So
You think
say
the 49ers will blow the
are
Vikings
blowing
out?
the Vikings?
I think the 49ers might blow them out. Might. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if the Vikings win. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a close game. But the 49ers in every scenario should win this game.
Yeah, I'm rolling with him 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 49ers, because again, Kirk Cousins, he won.
beat the Saints, man.
I can't take it from him.
He got that monkey off his back. But the 49ers are a totally different
Yeah, that's a
beast,
totally
man.
different
It's a totally different beast.
And then we got Seattle and Green Bay.
Seattle and Green Bay. I got Seattle, man.
Me, that's a pick 'em. I'm a pick Russell Wilson because I just like Russell Wilson, but that game is a pick 'em for me. I can't definitively say
Kinda hard to
either one of them.
Rodgers, man.
That's what I know, but Russell Wilson, I think he got a little bit more weapons over there.
I think I think the Packers is a fake 13-3. I don't think they're as good as their record shows.
Like the Patriots.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Patriots, I think they are because I think their defense is not really that good, and Aaron Rodgers have not had a good year this year.
Yeah,
That's
I think the Seahawks gonna win that game.
Yeah, I'm picking the Seahawks.
And
Even though the
I was
Packers at home, I still think Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Seahawks.
And we going, so Seahawks and then Texans.
Oh, of course, I'm Texans all the way.
I thought we already chose that.
But
one.
we
did.
glanced over.
I'm just
it.
gonna.
Ain't there one more
Everybody
team
got
though?
the Texans.
One more.
Nah, that's
But on that note, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back at you. All right, y'all, we back. Jump right back into it. Let's get on this quarterback talk. We got 8 teams, so that means we got 8 quarterbacks. Who the best? Not best of all times for y'all listening, just stacking against each other. Who would you pick?
Number one,
Number one, who's the number one quarterback? currently in the playoffs?
undeniable,
Undeniable.
Lamar Jackson.
That's a big
That's a
word.
big word.
Lamar Jackson is number one.
That's deniable from the seat I'm sitting in.
Woo,
Seat I'm
Lamar.
sitting in, I'm picking Mahomes, man. I think Mahomes.
I would say Mahomes. Now,
Based on this season,
hold on,
based
no.
on this season.
My thing, if you just talking about sheer running, hands down, Lamar is better.
but we didn't say running enough. We didn't.
No, I'm saying what
We just talking about the quarterback and what they produce by wins, losses, by
So hold on. So
stats.
let me ask you
period.
this. So let me ask you this. So you telling me is if you had these 8 quarterbacks right now and you up to draft and these 8 quarterbacks are on the board,
Who would I choose?
you picking
Oh,
Lamar.
I would choose. No. In that case, I would choose Russell Wilson. In that case, and for my team, yes.
Wait. Let's let Mike make his pick first.
Because that's a different discussion.
no,
but
no,
Let him make his pick first.
I would say I was kind of thinking either choosing between Mahomes or that bad man Aaron Rodgers, but I think for right now I probably would pick Mahomes.
All right, this is what this. Let's do it like this. So we got let's do the rundown again. Let's do it like this. Will everybody agree that Cousins is last? Cousins
Oh
is
yeah,
the
that
worst
ain't even
one.
the question.
Yeah.
So he number 8.
That ain't even
Cousins
the
the
question.
worst one.
Then
Then
you
Ryan
got-
Tannehill would have to be next.
Yeah.
So then you got
49ers quarterback would be
Jimmy Garoppolo
Jimmy
would be
G.
next.
Yeah, he would be next.
Then even though I like him, Watson would have to be next after that.
Yeah, Watson.
Yeah.
Watson. I
Yeah.
agree.
So then you left with Rodgers, Mahomes, Wilson, and Lamar Jackson. The
Correct.
top 4.
Correct.
So out of the top 4, you saying Russell Wilson? Well, what?
My top
You
2 would
saying it's a
be
different
Lamar
question.
Jackson and
But I think it's the same question. I think if you saying the best quarterback would be the one that you would take.
no, that's different.
But why would
Nah,
it be
that's
different?
the same
Because
thing,
I
right?
wouldn't choose Lamar Jackson to be my quarterback.
But he's
for
the
my
best,
If
though.
you
But
saying
if he the best,
quarterback,
but
why
just-
wouldn't pick him?
No, just because you're having a good season and stuff like that don't mean that I would choose you for my team and how I would coach or how I would do the team.
So that means he's not the best quarterback. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you the best
That don't
quarterback,
mean
it
that.
don't matter.
That don't mean
What
that.
they say you
Like,
pick the best player. I don't
No,
care if you
no,
know
no,
how to
no.
coach him or not. You pick the best player.
you clearly we know in all sports we know that this person may be cold, but yet we still wouldn't pick them or ride with that person. Would
The
you
best
agree?
player?
Would you agree?
And
not
what
true.
sport? Name a sport.
If it's basketball,
Like
Okay,
if
so
it
you-
was
so in
Carmelo,
basketball-
you saying we wouldn't pick Carmelo.
if you thought Carmelo was good,
If you think
Okay, so right now in the NBA, we would agree that they would say the best player would be between what Kevin Durant hurt. Either Kevin Durant
we could use LeBron for the
or we'll use LeBron James, right?
or Kawhi,
Or Kawhi, right?
or Kawhi, just use
So
them two.
so you saying if you had a draft right now, you wouldn't pick one of those two
No,
players? They the best.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is, arguably, they both are in that range, and you could choose one or the other depending on your preference of what you would like for your team.
The best
So
player.
you can easily be
No,
like, well,
but I'm saying, but they
my
still,
team, I would want the best player
but you still would want the best player though.
on my team. Whoever,
Yeah.
whoever's
Whoever's the best.
Whoever I think is the best
The
out of
best
LeBron and
out-
Kawhi,
yeah, that's
that's
who
who
you gonna
I'm
pick.
gonna pick for my team. You would pick the
You
best
pick the
player.
best
Who
and
was
then
the
you
best player
can
to
you can make the system after the quarterback,
Yeah.
or after the best player.
I don't never choose it like that.
Why would you? Why? I don't understand. You a Browns fan.
So you
bro.
saying
it's always
so you saying you don't
mind-boggling to me.
choose. So you saying you don't choose the best player?
You would not
Yes.
pick the best. Who you think the best quarterback
So
is?
hold on.
You can
Hold on,
have them, but you
So-
wouldn't want the best.
No, so
quarterback.
he's one of those coaches who's
So you
saying,
would be a
"I'ma pick-
Belichick type
I
of
gotta,
person.
I gotta get the
You
person
can
who
plug
fit my
anybody
system.
into your system.
Yeah, it's the system
or San
part of it
Antonio.
for me. It's the system
Popovich
part
is
of it.
what you saying.
No, because Bill Belichick would take with whoever he think the best quarterback
No,
is.
he would not. Well,
What?
No, well, because
You
he
think
didn't.
about-
He didn't do that with Tom Brady. He didn't.
Hold on.
Tom Brady was
First
not
of
the
all,
best
hold
quarterback
on.
when he
First
picked
of
him
all,
like that.
But Tom Brady took over because Drew Bledsoe got hurt.
But-
Tom Brady was just a person on the
Even
bench.
Bledsoe wasn't the best quarterback when Belichick wouldn't have. That's not his style to take the best person available.
Hold
he
on,
never
no.
picked that
Say
like
it again.
that.
Hold on. You know why? Hold on.
Bill
Stop.
Never chooses like that.
I
No,
agree with
this is-
Bill
no.
Belichick is more with the system.
Hold on,
His system,
no.
And he adds pieces
Check this
into
out.
the system.
He never
This-
chooses the.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Bill Belichick is a system person, and he doesn't pick the best person all the time. But the question is why? Because every time they draft in 32nd. So
Exactly.
the
I'm
best
glad you said
player
that.
isn't available anymore because they
Exactly.
always draft in
My Browns team will be
32nd.
number one.
If-
On
if
32nd.
No, I mean,
If Bill
obviously, if he had the
Belichick-
best player available, he would pick him.
If Bill Belichick could get Lamar Jackson, he would get him. If he could get Aaron Rodgers, he would get him. Any person that he thinks is the best player,
he gonna
because
take
he
that.
can adapt them.
But like I say,
They were just okay. It was just talks on sports radio about if Tom Brady or Bill Belichick if they would stay together. The quarterback that they named that he was interested in was Andy Dalton. That's not the best quarterback available.
Who is?
Who is the best quarterback available?
then?
It's other quarterbacks better than Andy Dalton.
That's available though.
But he's saying that's available right now.
Because Phillip Rivers is going to
Andy
be
Dalton?
Phillip Rivers is going to be
Phillip Rivers is better than Andy
but
Dalton.
Phillip
they
Rivers
not
is going to
letting him
most
go.
likely stay in LA.
And
He's
they-
going to be a free agent.
Brady
Tom
to
Brady going to be
LA.
a free agent.
Brady to LA.
And then it's Andy Dalton. Who else is available?
Hold on, Cam. I
Cam
think-
not available though. You would have to trade for
No,
him.
I'm saying Cam available because I think they cutting him. But that's a
But
whole
if
different
Cam
story.
was available, then that's different.
Ooh, I
and
think
he
Cam-
would take Cam.
Cam with Belichick.
Oh yeah. Winston not better than Andy Dalton.
No.
Well,
Yeah, Winston.
It's a
is-
toss up, but
Andy Dalton is trash. bro.
Winston is
No.
trash.
Hold on, no. In comparison, if I think Dalton is trash, but if I'm comparing the two, Winston is trash and Dalton is not, because at least Dalton wins. Jameis Winston is horrible.
I mean, so you basically saying how would you choose your quarterback then if you're not choosing the best one?
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
question.
choosing one of the best quarterbacks.
But hold on,
Why wouldn't you choose the best one?
when you have the opportunity,
Because look, even with the quarterbacks that we named, Aaron Rodgers could be considered the best one out of all. Right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
So I still wouldn't, because of how he plays, I wouldn't choose him though.
great, because he plays great.
No, it's
what
not
we're
that.
at, but
I like the style of how I like Russell Wilson. I like Russell Wilson games, how the leadership about him. I like those things about
Now,
him.
I-
And I
so
would
you think he
choose
the
him.
best then? I don't understand.
That's not that's why I was trying to be real clear in the
confused. I'm
beginning
just
part
confused.
on who is the best quarterback for this particular season. Based on stats and wins and all that, that's why I said undeniable, it would have to be Lamar Jackson. Which clearly would probably be the MVP.
So if you're basing it on this season, are you saying so I guess what your argument is Lamar Jackson might not always be good.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right.
Oh, okay. If you're saying it like that, then that's why you're saying you wouldn't draft.
So you don't.
Lamar
Right.
Jackson.
So
That's
what
why
you're
I say it
saying
like
is
that.
you don't think that he can be consistently who he is right now.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because we don't know.
So that means he's not the best then. If he can't keep doing it, then he's not the best. He's just a fluke for right now.
But I thought we was talking
He
about
Joe
for
Flacco.
who in the playoffs right now.
No. But still,
But
he's-
if you can't keep doing it, then it's a part
no,
of who you
just
are.
project.
But-
no, just project. And if you're projecting that he won't be able to sustain this, then
It's a part of who he is. Then he's not the best. He's Joe Flacco.
Because
He's
if
just having a good
if
season.
if he was to win MVP this season and then just say after this season he never wins it again,
or
then
even come
that
close.
season that he won it, he was good. Or
he
he
was
the best.
good. Nah, that don't make
He
him
was
be the
the
best.
That don't make him the best.
That don't make
So
him
what's
be
the
the best.
MVP?
The MVP
He
is
was
the most
best
valuable.
at that season.
No, the MVP is the most valuable, not the most outstanding. It's the most valuable. That's what it is. The MVP is literally
We
most
look at
valuable
that.
player.
We look at that as you are the best.
basically,
No, that's
hold
not-
on.
that's not
Basically,
true.
That's not
basically,
true.
What about the year when
MVP is
Russell
style
Westbrook
points.
won the MVP? Would you say that he was the best player in the league?
Not by a long
No,
shot.
I would have gave it to James Harden, but
But he's not the best player in the league.
They looked at the things that he had done with his accolades, and they used that to be able to give him MVP. It wasn't about how valuable he was, because James Harden was real valuable to our team. LeBron was real valuable to his team too.
Yeah, but it wasn't just based on the value of the team. No, like just because you're the most valuable doesn't mean nobody else is valuable. It just means you're the most valuable. It can still be other people that's valuable. You're just the most valuable. So LeBron and Harden was still valuable, but Westbrook was the most valuable, but he was not the best player
in the league.
Because Lamar Jackson is not better than Patrick Mahomes.
No, sir.
It's no way.
Which who would be my pick for number one?
Lamar Jackson be winning games with 171 passing yards. He'll have 3 touchdowns because they be in the red zone. He threw 3 times to his big tight ends, and then he have 2 rushing touchdowns. But 171 yards is not no best quarterback. He's the best athlete.
Now that I would say. Now as far as athleticism,
that's undeniable.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It would be that would be him number 1, then Watson would be number 2 as far as athletic, as far as people in it. But if we just talking about
the best quarterback
slinging that ball,
it's out of Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers to me.
I would say
that was my 2.
I would pick Patrick Mahomes right now, only because if we have to pick him as they stand, he's the younger person.
And Patrick Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers 2.0.
Yeah, I was about to say he took what Aaron Rodgers did, and when you thought he couldn't get better, he did it. He could
spice on
it. Yeah.
So yeah, I would pick Patrick Mahomes. So I guess I get what he's saying, but I wouldn't draft like that. I'm drafting who I think the best is.
Okay, so it is me and Brother Tony going with Mahomes, Jay Diamond going with Russell Wilson.
No, wait, what are we talking about for who the best?
He's going for Lamar Jackson, but he doesn't think Lamar Jackson can sustain it.
So you got a 1 and a 1A.
No, I'm kind of confused, because if you're saying in this playoff series right now,
who do you think is the best
quarterback? I think Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback.
Okay.
Out of all the quarterbacks right now playing.
Okay, so
like,
Lamar.
I ain't talking about for the future seasons, the previous seasons.
Just right now.
Right now,
right.
I think Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback.
I get that. And then Mike, you said Mahomes. Okay, 3 Mahomes.
And
the one outlier.
Yeah. All right, so while we still talking about quarterbacks, it was a report asking about Watson here in Texas, saying he the most clutch. Because that boy was dragging boys last week.
Is he the most clutch player in pro sports?
In pro sports, that's real big.
That's what my real I guess like my contrarianism kicked in, because a lot of people were saying yeah, but to me a football player cannot be the best player in the best clutch player in pro sports.
I agree with that,
because it's too dependent on everybody else.
I believe the only person, if it had to be a most clutch in football, I'm not saying a specific person, but a position, it would be the running back to me. Because the running back has the ability, if they shifty,
quarterback,
they could bust through anything. I'm saying, because when you know,
if your offensive line is trash.
No. I'm saying, like, look at a Barry Sanders and stuff. The lines weren't great, didn't have the greatest line, but he would truck you.
But but I guess even if they not good, they play a role in your success.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, but if they're not, hold on,
quarterback position.
No, I would say not the quarterback, because you could be clutch, but if your person can't, you could throw the greatest ball ever.
That's just a role player.
Hold on, no. I'm saying you could throw the greatest ball ever, but if they don't catch it, it don't matter how cold you are. They don't catch. That's why I say the running back, even if the line isn't great, if you got some moves on you, you could truck a person, you could elude, you could evade. You alone can do more to benefit yourself, I believe, than any other person.
The most valuable position would be running back?
No.
Clutch.
No. The most valuable position is the
running back?
No, he's saying a running back is the only person that has an opportunity to be named the most clutch in pro sports.
Because theirs is the most. They can do the most.
You still have to rely on.
No.
But it's the most independent.
What I'm saying is, you have the most independence to make or break it. Because if your line is trash, because you requiring. If it's just going on pretty balls thrown, then yeah, it's the quarterback. But if the person doesn't catch it, then you're depending on them catching it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
depends
And
on
I'm also
somebody
depending
else.
on somebody to throw it to me.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And
So-
to make a decision to either throw it to that person, that person, that
Hold on,
person.
no.
But that's
or
the
to hand it
argument.
off.
That's the argument.
You
though.
have the busiest job. You're the most
Yeah.
important person. But as far as clutch, what I'm saying is a running back can do the most with the least, because if you're a trash line, I can still shake, I can still move, I can jump over, just depending on my skill. And then we can go. Quarterbacks can't do that. So
They can.
the running back is
they-
the best.
if they
Running
are
back
Lamar
is the
Jackson.
best because I said so.
Well, I'm-
And on that note, we're taking another break. All right, we back again. We're gonna jump right
Oh, yeah,
back,
we back.
into that clutch player
We back
thing.
with this.
Clutch football
We back
player.
with this.
We having some off studio discussions.
So this is the question I want to ask, because y'all you keep saying if you're a quarterback, the quarterback can this and that. So this is what I want to ask. If the quarterback throws the perfect, we could use everybody saw the Adam Thielen Kirk Cousins pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll say that pass was clutch. You'll say that was clutch by Kirk Cousins.
I didn't see it.
I
So,
wouldn't.
okay, well let's just use any pass. If the quarterback throws a pass, it's a perfect pass, and this is gonna win the game, but the wide receiver drops the ball. Is the quarterback clutch?
No, because
All right.
because
All right, that's it. If the quarterback can't be clutch based on somebody else, it's not the quarterback being clutch.
Clutch is an independent
Clutch is
accolade.
individual. That's an individual thing. Because he can throw the perfect spiral. It can look beautiful going in the air. But if it hit the receiver hands and he drop it, it was not clutch.
right. But I get what you're trying to
No,
say.
but people, when you get any player, when they get the stereotype that they're clutch, this is something that they've done consistently. So that's just one play.
But regardless,
but you still dependent upon them catching.
Even Tom Brady was consistently throwing the passes. Receivers was consistently catching them.
But he still was doing his part. That's what made
So
him
hold on,
clutch.
so hold on.
That's what
Because
makes
my
him
thing
be
is
part-
you can't put any quarterback in Tom Brady's place and they would have did the same thing he did. So that's what makes him clutch. It's
So that
no,
means he's better.
that make him be better. That does not make him be clutch.
So
No,
hold
that
on.
makes him
Stop.
clutch.
Let me ask you a question.
In the 2-minute
Hold on.
drill.
Let me ask you a question. So if you are a quarterback that has a favorite target, if you're clutch, does that mean the wide receiver is also clutch?
it could be.
No, it can't be. Could be because
It could be.
I would have
It
to
has
be.
to be,
because
because
hold
it
on.
took both of us.
If
It
you
takes
have
two to
if
tango.
you have a favorite target, which a lot of people
Well,
do,
yeah,
so if
because like
90% of your
Edelman-
so if your 90% of your passes come to me and you're clutch, so that means I'm clutch.
Yeah. So, like for example, like DeAndre Hopkins would be clutch because he always like if you throw the ball, more than likely he's gonna come through and he's gonna catch the ball for
Not,
you. And
not if the quarterback overthrow the pass.
well, then that's on quarterback fault.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I said you can have a clutch play, but the players can't be considered clutch because it's not on them. Because even you could say Watson throw a pass to Hopkins and Hopkins catch it, but it was a holding on the play. The play doesn't matter. The lineman wasn't clutch. Because it's a team game. So I can't say the one person is clutch. I can say the play was clutch. It was a clutch play by the team.
Okay. So watch this. Because you brought up the running back and all that. So what do you think about the kicker? When at the end of the game, we're relying
I
on this
completely
one
forgot
person to
about the
kick the
clicker.
ball through the upright. Even though you do need somebody to snap the ball to hold it, he still has to kick the ball himself and then go through.
But still,
Is that not clutch?
what I'm saying is that I wouldn't say the kicker was clutch because the reason why I guess when I'm saying that I'm saying the kicker wasn't the only clutch player. It was a clutch play by the special teams unit.
Yeah, but that
Because the long snapper had to.
even if you look at any other sport, you still can
Somebody is still contributing
in
to
some kind of way because
Not
it's
in
still
golf.
a team
Not in
game.
golf.
Unless you're talking about golf,
Okay,
unless
golf,
you're talking
but-
about boxing, where
Even
it's
in
just a-
basketball,
it's still a team game and the
but
whole game
I'm not saying that it's a team game, but if Kobe hit a game winner, nobody else had to participate in Kobe hitting the game winner.
Now,
Nobody had to do
hold on.
anything.
A quarterback can do that too.
How?
You can snap me the ball and I can run the ball into the end
But
zone.
somebody got to block for him. Everybody has to block for him because the quarterback can't run in the end zone and nobody blocks.
Within the game of football, that can be considered clutch.
No, but what I'm saying is we're calling it clutch because there's no other word for it.
Hold on, let me ask a question. Could I get it what you're saying about when you get a Kobe reference, but can we say that the other 4 people on the team blocking for him or running whatever the play is so that Kobe had the opportunity to be set up to take that last minute shot?
But what I'm saying is in basketball, nobody has to do anything. Nobody got to set a pick. You can get the ball from the inbounds, take the ball down the court, dribble the whole clock away, and hit a shot, and nobody did nothing else but you. That's clutch.
But that's how basketball is. That's how that game is formulated.
And I agree with that. So that's why I said no football player could do it because of how the game is formulated. The game is formulated to where everybody has to play their role on every play.
So you're trying to say that within that structure that nobody can be considered.
Well, let me ask, who would be football clutch?
That's
to
what I'm
you
talking about. It's still a football
to put it in the context of football.
I don't think it's possible. Like that's why I said you can have clutch football plays because it's based on the unit. The unit itself, everybody in the unit has to do the right thing for the play to be clutch.
I guess what would your definition of clutch be? What does clutch look like to you?
Clutch to me, clutch is making the only play that can be made that's needed. Being great when greatness is the only thing that is that is sufficient.
That sounds like Tom Brady.
Yeah, so
but how?
That means
because all right, now let's use Tom Brady in the Atlanta Falcons game. The play
when
they came back in the Super Bowl, the play when Edelman caught the ball like this, when he bobbled the ball, caught the ball like this on the ground. Tom Brady didn't have nothing to do with that. All he did was throw him the ball. All of that was Edelman. But that's a part of Tom Brady's game-winning drive. But that didn't have nothing to do with Brady. Edelman had to do all the contortions and make sure the ball didn't touch the ground and catch it.
But if Tom Brady didn't throw him the ball, he would have never had the opportunity.
But Tom Brady didn't throw him a good ball. Obviously, it wasn't a good pass.
But both of them are clutch, though.
No, it was a clutch play.
But Edelman is a clutch player, too.
But it was a clutch play. It wasn't, the play itself was because even if Edelman did that, if somebody would have been holding on the offensive line, it wouldn't have been a play.
So that means that every play that becomes successful when we get a first down, hey, that was clutch. That was clutch.
Not necessarily.
That was clutch.
Because when I'm saying it is required to win the game.
Correct.
Hold on. Well,
so that means that I can be one of those players that
if the game is on the line,
you
right.
always drop it and you don't come through. I can still be the clutch because when I throw it to him, it always work out.
I guess this is what I'm saying. Let's say the last play of the game, they think the team gonna run it. I'm saying it don't have to be that close to the goal line. It could just be the defense committed to the run because they thinking they gonna go to overtime. It's a receiver that just end up wide open. He throw the ball to him and he catch it and it's a touchdown. How is that clutch? How is it clutch?
Because he did his job.
Because
he caught the ball.
The defense
he threw the ball and he caught the ball,
exactly.
and that was a good decision.
And I think one thing we
ends.
missing. That's the key word right here. I think what we missing is what makes a person clutch is them being able to make the right decisions in the pressure time.
Yeah.
So if this quarterback is making the right decisions in the pressure times, he's clutch.
Right.
But what I'm saying is the quarterback can make the right decision and the receiver drops the ball. Is it still a clutch play?
No, it's not a clutch play.
It's not dependent on the quarterback.
The reason why it's not a clutch play because it didn't
go all the way through. Yeah.
So the quarterback is not the clutch one then.
No,
because the quarterback made the right decision, he made the right pass, but the play did not result in anything.
But the definition of clutch, like you said, is winning the game. So he can't be clutch.
No, it's not. It's not winning the game because you can lose the game and be clutch.
No,
like,
who?
Tim-
Name
Tim-
a player
Tim Duncan-
that's clutch that doesn't win games.
You can't be making
Tim Duncan, when they played the Lakers and Derek Fisher hit that .7 shot, the shot that Tim Duncan hit was clutch for them to even have the lead.
Yeah.
It just ended up Derek Fisher hit up more and then hit a clutch shot too because it was time left.
but I'm
that
saying,
don't make Tim Duncan's shot not be clutch. His shot was still clutch.
But in the end, a clutch player is normally the person that wins the game.
No,
They
it's
win-
just a
yeah,
it's
they
just
do.
a
You know, you
performance.
just
That's
give
what makes it
accolades
clutch.
to the winner because you don't want to
Yeah.
be like, yeah, your team just lost the Super Bowl, but you was cold,
It
dog.
was clutch.
But I do agree that it can cause some argument when it comes to the game of football to other sports. So to answer the question, I would say no, he's not the most clutch in pro sports.
But that's what my argument was. My argument is that
I don't
any
think he
any football player cannot be
You can
the
make an
most
argument.
clutch in all of pro sports. When it's other
You got to
sports,
keep it in the
That's
context of
individual.
football.
Okay.
yeah,
I see.
in football,
I
in
agree.
football, you could be the most clutch football player,
Yeah.
but you cannot be the
Oh,
most
you're saying
clutch
about
in
all
pro
sports.
sports.
I agree because it's too many sports.
It's too
that's
many
individual wise to where it's like this is me by myself.
On that.
Yeah, it's too many variables to it.
It's the context.
Yeah, because that's what the question was. Is Deshaun Watson the most clutch player in all of pro sports? It's not
Okay.
possible for a football player to be the most clutch player in all of pro sports. It's too many variables that go into you making a play.
All right, I get that. So we in agreement?
Yeah,
We in agreement. We gonna.
Thank you, man. We need a bump the gums button when somebody get their dub. We need a button that make the sound like the little with the clapping.
All right, so we gonna shift it. I know y'all seen these tweets. People be tweeting.
Oh yeah, we seen the tweets.
So we got Kendrick Perkins saying stuff like, yeah, I'm about to get on SportsCenter or wherever he was going. I'm going to let y'all know why Russell Westbrook is the greatest person ever put on the Thunder uniform.
He's Mr. Thunder.
He missed the Thunder. And then, you know, some subsequent tweets came. A fan said something. You know, Perkins brought up that KD lost in game 2?
No, they lost in the second. The fan said, well, Westbrook lost. He's been losing in the first round ever since KD been gone. And then Perkins was like, well, we lost in the second round when KD didn't have Westbrook. So what does that mean? So then KD came with the shade.
Yeah, buddy.
Super shade.
That boy
Super
said-
duper
say
shade.
that boy averaging 2 and 3. Way to go, champ.
Way to go, champ. You played hard though, champ.
Hulling that boy, man.
So,
He didn't have to do that boy like that.
yeah, that was fatality.
It was real, man. You step out in that ring, man. You
protect
step out in
yourself at all
that arena,
times.
man. You gotta have your hands up, man. Protect your chin, baby. Protect your chin.
So, first of all, do you think that Westbrook is the greatest the greatest basketball player to put on a Thunder uniform?
I
No.
agree.
Hold on.
You agree?
Hold on. I think, now see, this is the thing that I have agree, disagree. I agree based on the context. He's
context.
not the best
Player, because KD
But
was
because if you think about the heartbeat of the Thunder, it would be
It
Westbrook.
would be Westbrook.
Yes.
It wouldn't be
So
Kevin
so
Durant.
when we're saying greatest player, we're not saying best.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. That's
it's not to say like
See, I don't
who came
know.
through who was the all-time great of that. But when you say who is OKC
the heart of
Thunder,
Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
is
Okay,
Westbrook?
so
Westbrook?
now we're
person.
talking about a different question. All I'm asking because the tweet was that he's the greatest player ever in the uniform.
that's what I'm saying. So
But I think
I
that's
don't
the
know what
context that he was
I don't know
probably
what he
leading
meant
it in.
because if he meant like the best player, clearly it got to be
That's why I'm asking.
KD.
Are we saying greatest as
So-
the best,
so-
or are we saying
so
greatest
that's why I
as in
say-
most important to the franchise?
That's why I, say
think that-
agree,
that's
disagree.
I think that's what Kendrick Perkins
if
was
you
meaning.
saying most important to the franchise, I agree. It's
See,
Westbrook.
that's why I say agree, disagree. If he was talking about the best player,
but
It's
he know
tripping.
that though. That's why I don't think he was talking about that.
but if he was
The
just,
reason why I think he was talking about that because when the fan said what he said, well, KD lost with it. He wasn't saying if he wasn't talking about best, he would have said, I'm not talking about on the court. I'm talking about what they meant to the organization.
True.
But he brought up KD losing on the court when as a rebuttal to the fans.
so he
In
was
that case,
so
I
that
would
means he
choose
was throwing
KD.
shit. So in that case, yeah, he was tripping. He was feeling
because
himself.
KD is way better than
James
Westbrook.
Harden.
Nah, but I would say, well, James Harden not better than KD to me, but I still would only focus on James Harden when he was on OKC.
Oh, yeah,
I can't count the Rockets to James
because
Harden.
when he came to the Rockets, he was not.
He was not how he is now. It wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close.
But I
He
mean,
was
obviously,
really good, but
we know Kevin Durant is better than Russell Westbrook. But like I say, I think in that context, he was specifically speaking on him being the heart of Oklahoma City.
He should have stuck to the argument then, because he sure made it be a different argument on Twitter.
Yeah, and once KD started shooting them slugs,
KD hit him
it wasn't no comeback from that.
Average 2 and 3, man.
Quiet.
And then it was weak because he said, I'll start in center. Then he added him and said average 2 and 3. So he was really being petty.
He being petty.
But you was working hard though, champ.
You was playing hard though, champ.
See, that take me back to what Eminem on 8 Mile, when your boy was like, hey, how you gonna go out there hard when you know they gonna say this about you? And he had to rethink it, like, oh.
Yeah. He had to think about it. And Kendrick Perkins ain't think about it.
Perkins ain't count the cost.
Count the cost when he went on there talking about
And
it.
you know, it really ain't no comeback on that.
I mean, what can
you say?
Oh, well,
First of all,
you could be like,
this is
hey,
like
bro,
the
we weren't even talking about me, bro. I was talking about y'all, too.
No, that's why.
You had to bring nothing to do with me. You had to bring on my stand. I'm talking about y'all.
Yeah.
No, that's why the only thing he could say
I know
was,
I'm trained.
you made the weakest move ever. That's why you
He
left.
had to, because I mean, come on, this is like the best player in the league. What you gonna say?
Yeah, what else you can say?
And he a role player, so.
And then Kendrick Perkins come with the falsities, with the false rhetoric that it was the weakest move in NBA history.
That was the truth. It
That
was
is
weak.
false rhetoric.
That was the weakest.
All right, so
That
okay,
is false.
Great
so
decision.
brother Tony, it seemed like
That
you
was
feeling
needed
something
by
over
the
there.
Warriors.
Let me preface this by saying I'm not thinking of the whole history of the NBA, so there might be a weaker move than this, but I think comparing the two, LeBron's move to Miami was weaker than Kevin Durant going to the Warriors.
Explain that, please.
And I'll even say this. I think Paul George going to the Clippers was weaker than Kevin Durant too, but we're not gonna talk about that. But I will.
He was traded.
He asked for a trade. He requested the trade once Kawhi said he wanted to play with him in LA.
He was trying to get to LA.
Because at first he was unfinished business with OKC. We got unfinished business. That's why I'm signing long term. But then when Kawhi wanted to play in LA with him, I want out. That's why they traded him, because he asked to be traded. But that's not what we're gonna focus on right now. We're gonna focus on this Miami.
On the guy who won the championship the last year.
The true weakest move, which was
Kevin Durant. That's
was
the
LeBron going to Miami.
Yeah, why do you think that was the weakest move?
Because the reason why it's the weakest move is because LeBron going to Miami, he took away the biggest competition. It was no other.
So Kevin Durant going to Oklahoma, going to Golden State didn't take away the competition. They had a super team.
I didn't say take away the competition. Listen to what I'm saying. Dwayne Wade at that time was the only peer to LeBron. Even with Kevin Durant going to the Warriors,
You still
who else was it?
You can still name other teams in the West.
Yeah, because you still had the Rockets. The Rockets still was a formidable foe to them.
Nobody else
was still in there too.
Once Kevin Durant went to Oklahoma, once he went to Golden State, you cannot tell me that
realistically,
everybody knew they was gonna win.
I'm not talking about.
So that's what we talking
I'm not talking about projections. I'm talking about what it was. Because a lot of people say the Rockets would have beat them if Chris Paul wouldn't have got hurt. Correct. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and had the opportunity.
Once the Miami Heat was formed, it was nobody that even had a chance of beating that team. Nobody had a chance of beating that Miami Heat team in the East. Nobody.
Name that team.
Name who it was. Because Dwayne Wade was the second best player. It was the only other best. He was really
Chris Bosh. They still had a good team. Chris Bosh was a good player.
Chris Bosh was on the team with them.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, but before that,
LeBron took the best shooting guard.
The Pacers had a good team at that time.
Roy Hibbert was giving you 0.0 rebounds in games.
They had Paul George.
But Paul George was nowhere close to who he is now, and he was nowhere close to D-Wade. Wade.
at that time.
He wasn't no
Yes,
close to
was.
D Wade.
Well, I mean, he wasn't no D Wade.
That's
at the
what I'm
time,
saying.
but
At least with Kevin Durant
Derrick
going to the
Rose,
Warriors,
Derrick Rose was a good player.
Derrick Rose was getting hurt. Derrick Rose was only good the 1 year. But he was only a threat the 1 year when he won MVP, and LeBron boxed him up.
What about the Celtics?
It wasn't no.
But all of them was old.
Man, no, the Celtics was still a good team.
The Celtics already had lost to them before Ray Allen went to Miami. The Heat already had vanquished the Celtics. Once he went to Miami, the Celtics was not a challenge for him no
Man,
more.
What make you? What, I don't
bottom
get,
line
I don't
is-
get why you think it's weak.
It's-
What's the
it's
weak
weak.
part?
First
Because
of all,
they needed
let's look at-
KD.
They did not need KD to win a championship. They had already won the championship without Kevin
And then
Durant.
what happened the year after they
Now,
won?
this is a team
Mike,
that
what
won
happened the
70,
year after
3
they-
games?
73 games.
They won 73 games.
The year
and
after that,
lost.
what happened? What the year after that, what happened? When they didn't have, before KD came there, the year after they won, what happened?
You saying the
LeBron
year when
beat
they
them.
lost? They lost.
They lost.
And okay, let's look at why did they lose though.
Why did they lose?
I told y'all they lost. Let's just be honest. I'm a LeBron fan, but once your boy Draymond Green got ejected, that changed the whole dynamic of
Okay.
that series.
And even if you
So-
say that, even if we use that, we'll say the first year that they won is only because Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. So they never won a championship without Kevin Durant fairly. So how did they not
No,
need
man,
Kevin Durant?
They didn't need Kevin Durant.
How?
They was already a super team without Kevin
They
Durant.
wasn't winning nothing though.
Hold on. When it comes to, I don't like to factor in injury because though injury does affect the team, injury is part of the game.
That's true.
That's
It's a part of the game.
That's a part of the game.
I'm just using the narrative.
Now, like the thing with, that is what people say. Oh, everybody was hurt, but people get hurt.
Yeah.
Now with Draymond, he got ejected, so that's a little different.
Well, he got suspended. He
Yeah,
got
because he
suspended
had
because
too many-
the game that he got ejected, they still won. The game that he got ejected in, that's what made them go up 3-1. Then the next game when they went back to Golden State was when he got suspended because LeBron walked over him and he hit him.
Yeah,
and that
okay.
was the technical that made him get the mandatory.
And then you can
suspension.
still say the same thing with Kevin Durant because by him leaving Oklahoma City and joining the top team that was in the West, that took away all the competition from the West too.
No, it
because
didn't,
he went
because
to
the
that
Rockets-
team.
the Rockets-
if you
the Rockets
if you-
was the
to
number one seed.
If you call yourself,
It still stayed the same
If at that
on the
time
West.
Kevin
Nothing
Durant
changed
would
on the
be
West.
considered one of the
Nothing-
best players in the league.
The
Nothing
right?
really
Warriors was
changed
still
on
at
the
number
West.
one. They was still at number one.
Yeah, the Warriors- exactly. The Warriors
nothing
were number
changed
one.
on the
Nothing really
West.
changed on the West.
Nothing
What you
changed
mean
on the
nothing
West.
changed? Once Kevin Durant went to Golden State, you cannot
Thunder-
tell me that didn't
The
change
Thunder was
the
still
whole
in it.
trajectory.
The Thunder
was
still made the playoffs.
Still made the playoffs.
Hold on, this is the
Okay,
thing.
making the playoffs, and we talking about a legitimate championship team. We all knew that Oklahoma. Nobody said he didn't say, "Oh,
They
Oklahoma
wasn't
City gonna win the championship."
They couldn't have been a legitimate championship team if they lost 3-1. They lost
No,
a 3-1 lead.
No,
and
that's what I'm. But what I'm saying, no, I'm saying when Kevin Durant left,
I'm saying when he was there, they wasn't a legitimate
they
championship
was up
team.
3-1.
But they lost.
Okay, so if you look, if they lost that year, I would not go to the team that beat me.
That's-
And I was up 3-1. That's a weak move.
But
That's weak.
that's your personal conviction. That's making
weak.
it be weak.
That's weak. So if we don't beat them, let's join
But
them.
what we're talking about, what I'm saying is the competition level was way higher than it was when LeBron left Cleveland and went to Miami. Because Cleveland, that took away a playoff team.
Now,
it didn't take away a playoff
Now,
team.
see,
But if what you mean it took away a
Hold on,
playoff
because
team?
Cleveland was no longer a
They was
playoff
no
team.
they was no longer in the picture.
This is what I
Okay,
would say.
but
to that.
OKC was still in the picture.
You
But you got to look at the but when we look at that, Cleveland didn't have the same superstars as
So that's what make
Oklahoma
it weaker.
City.
That's what
So
make
what
it
you
weaker.
talking about?
Okay, when Kevin Durant left, the OKC superstar won MVP.
After
But that's
that,
but you went
The
to but
very
you
next
but
season.
look
The
at
very
the
next
team.
season.
But look at the team you went to. You went to a team that won 73 games.
But they lost. Who cares if they? Nobody cares about the regular season. Who cares if they won 73
It doesn't matter. The
games?
team
The
was a
record
super
books.
team.
And then
Exactly.
even when people say this, when you say they won 73-9, that wasn't the same team that Kevin Durant joined because a lot of those players that was on their team,
they lost the year after
wasn't on
that.
their team no more.
Okay, who did they lose?
Andrew, they
had
starting
the core,
center.
They had the core team.
They start okay, but it's not the same team.
Oh, they lost.
The core team is not the same team.
Man, they had the same team.
The core
They
team
had
is not the same team because
they
Andrew
had
Bogut,
Draymond, Clay, and Steph.
that's it.
They still had Iguodala.
Oh, and Iguodala.
They
That's
still
it.
They still had Livingston. That's
the
the core team.
How many
That's
people
all
is
they
that?
need. That's
How many
all
people
they
is
need.
that?
That's 5, but
That's
they still
5
had the
people.
other players.
But I'm saying they starting center was gone. They didn't have.
He was dominating. He really was.
He was at 73-9. You think the son?
Nah, man,
You
he
think Andrew
wasn't
Bogut didn't play any
Come
role
on,
in
man,
the 70? Them going 73-9.
The only good thing he did that was clutch is when he hurt Kawhi Leonard with his leg.
But that's the
it.
playoffs, though. I'm talking about since we talking about they were 73-9. That's a regular season record. The regular season, everybody knows.
So
the regular season matters more for the bench.
Okay, but
than
how
the
many
starters.
teams has won 73 games in one season?
Only 2.
Only 2, right? So
Yeah.
that means that this is something that doesn't happen.
But how
all the
many
time. So
teams-
you have to be a great team.
How many
to do
teams
that.
won 70?
You
How
have
many
to be.
teams
That's
won
why
69?
you can't just gloss over winning that many games
But
like it's just something that happens all the time.
is,
You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but it doesn't make that big of a deal because it's been plenty of teams that won 69 games. It's been
we're
plenty
not
of teams
talking
that won
about 69.
70.
We talking about
it's
what-
three or 4 games.
Oh man.
So do you think that if KD didn't join them, you think that they would have beat that the Warriors would have beat LeBron?
If KD wouldn't have joined
The Warriors.
the Warriors, would they have beat LeBron the year when they won?
All the rest of the times that they had won.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would have won?
They probably would have won. Yeah.
They would have beat LeBron, Kyrie, and a healthy Kevin Love without LeBron. But they didn't.
Oh yeah.
Without KD.
Well, no, because at that time they didn't.
Because Kyrie was there for the first one. Kyrie was there for the
Yeah,
first
he was
time
there
they
for the
lost. So they would have beat that team with Kyrie, with the healthy Kyrie and the healthy Kevin Love.
Oh no, not with a healthy one. No.
So they needed KD.
Nah, man, because
They
didn't
wouldn't
need
have
They wouldn't have won with him. They wouldn't have won without
The second
KD.
year they lost.
But bottom line is, if you are a superstar,
Oh, now we changing the bottom line.
no, because we
We
gotta
saying,
look
well,
at it.
this
'cause
ain't
look,
need him.
This
This
ain't
ain't need him.
like y'all talk about Melo. This ain't Carmelo Anthony. This is you are the best player on the team. And you go to the team that,
We know he
that
ain't
you was
Carmelo
up
Anthony.
3-1. You was up
That
on
goes
the
without
team
saying.
3-1, and then you gonna go and play with them?
But the difference would be the only way.
Let's just go back old school, back when we was young, right? Let's just say it's us, and we play in another neighborhood, and we all on the same team. We play in this other neighborhood, and this team we was up. Let's say we going to 15. We was up 14-1. And they come back and beat us, and then look, we go
It's
to
not
get some
equivalent.
water. Hold on, we go and get some water. Y'all all over there drinking, and then I'll be like, oh, Mike, what you doing on that team? Oh man, I'm gonna go and play with them.
Nah,
What are
It's
you
not.
gonna
It's
say?
not equivalent because
No, it's the same thing.
It's not the same
It's the
thing
same
because they
thing.
was friends. The equivalent would be is if we
Well,
all
what's
stayed
the
in the
difference?
same.
What's the
This
difference?
is what the equivalent would be if we all stayed in the same neighborhood, but Jamal and Elder Gabe went and moved to another neighborhood. Now me and you, we gonna hoop against their neighborhood, but then they drop one, I go hoop with them.
No, but what would you honestly
I've been
say?
knowing them
What would you
already.
say? What would you say if you see
Nah,
me on the
hold
other squad?
hold
Let's be honest.
True. This is why I say it's a weak move in principle. Now, again, like we said off
To me, it's not.
air, it's his job. So I don't discount him for doing
I
it
mean,
because
I ain't discounting him for doing
it's a
it.
sport to us. But
I
that's
mean,
his
hey, that's-
job.
that's the easiest
so
way to do
anybody
it.
would be
Anybody
lying
would do
if they
it.
said
Yeah.
that if in they field of work a better position opened up with a rival company and they wouldn't go to him. People lying. But as a fan of sports, just looking at it, not as his job as a sport, the principle of the person who beat you, instead of trying to beat them next year, you go
You
get
go
on
and
that
join
team.
them. Yeah.
That's a weak move.
That's a weak move.
To me, it's not.
That's the whole principle.
To me,
That's
it's
what
not.
he did.
To me, it's not because they needed me. If they didn't need me, then it would be weak.
That's how I think.
If they didn't need me, then
If you
yeah,
didn't
it's
need
weak.
me-
But you actually need me, and then I
Hold
come
on,
and
hold
I'm
on.
the best player.
But
hold on,
player
check
on
this
this
out.
team.
Anybody needs Kevin Durant. Anybody
That's not
needs
true.
him.
That's not true. That's not true.
Who don't need him?
LeBron James don't need Kevin Durant.
not to win.
That
Come on,
Cavaliers
man.
team did not need Kevin Durant to
Let's
win.
be honest. Any team would take Kevin Durant.
I'm
They
not
not gonna
saying
say-
take. I'm saying need. That
Man,
Cavaliers
the
team
Warriors-
with Kyrie and Kevin Love did not need Kevin Durant for them to get over the hump. They can win with just Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin
Hold
Love.
on. Well, I guess you can't move their conference, but in the West, they would have needed KD.
But I'm saying, but you can't move that conference. That's
Yeah,
what, so that does.
Well, I
I'm
guess
saying,
in the East, well, I guess not. But if you,
but they didn't need them to win a championship because they won a championship against the Warriors without them, without Kevin Durant. The Warriors did not win a championship against the Cavaliers without against the healthy Cavaliers without
Correct.
Durant.
Correct.
And the one that they did win, the narrative is if Kyrie and Kevin Love was playing, they wouldn't have won that one.
But
Right.
it's still it's to
So-
me if you call yourself a superstar, I'm looking at it as this is one of the top guys in the league. You don't lose. You was up 3-1. You
hold
don't
on.
lose to
Let me
this
ask you a
team,
question. Let me
and
ask
you
you
go
a question.
back to
Do you think Kobe would have did it?
exactly? Would Kobe have done that?
Did what?
If Kobe, if
So you
if
talking about
you
Jordan?
say-
let me
you talking
answer
about
the question. Let me answer the
talking about joining
question.
another team?
Join the team that he was up 3-1 on. Would Jordan do that?
You think
No,
that's
they
the
wouldn't
Mamba
do it.
mentality?
I think depending on the situation, Kobe or Jordan would have did it.
I don't think so.
I think it depends
I don't
on.
think either one of them.
I
would
think
do it.
I'm
Kobe
saying,
wouldn't
do that. But that's because of their perspective.
with the circumstances being what it was, that they was friends and all that already. Then I don't know for sure.
The game is
Because
different,
for number one, this is what I'm saying. It's not like if we talking about the Bad Boys Pistons and Jordan wouldn't join the Bad Boys Pistons because he's not cool with them at all. But that's not what the Thunder and the Warriors was. They didn't have no grudge match going on years and years and years. That was their only playoff series.
Buddy system.
That was their only playoff
Yeah, it wasn't
series,
like that.
and they was friends. Now if it was like, oh my bad, I was about to go in.
Yeah.
It was
On that
something
note,
like
that.
this been Bump Your Gums, and we out.